welcome to Red Ted Art. Today I'm doing a collaboration with the lovely Christina from the Purple Alphabet, who has challenged me and a number of other vloggers to come up with some turkey crafts. Now you may be familiar with this little, well, this is a turkey obviously, but I've done a similar version before as a little chicken, and now I've done a Thanksgiving version. So this is an egg carton turkey, thankful turkey, and candy corn treat box. So the children have done some thankful thoughts at the back for the feathers, and obviously we have the little turkey face. Now if you want to, you can paint him brown, but I quite like him the way he is. So let's get started. So you will need an egg carton. Now this happens to be a 9 one, but obviously a 6 one or a 12 one is fine. It just happens to be the shape. And what you need to make your turkey is this corner here, or any of the corners. So we're going to cut carefully. It's a bit tricky, so you'll probably have to do this for your children. So you want to cut it down to the bottom so that you've got sort of the side, because this is going to be where you put your treats. Like so. And then I'm going to cut it carefully up. And again on this side. You can always cut it a little bit messier, and then once it's out, give it a little trim. So the cutting is actually the hardest bit. So there you've got your basic shape. So this is sort of slides in. Actually, I'm quite happy with that. That's all right. Now, if you want to, you could paint this brown at this stage, but then that's obviously an extra step in your craft. And if you want to keep it nice and easy, you can keep it this colour. So we've got our basic shape. And now I'm going to cut out a little beak and a little wattle, the little gobble gobble turkey's wattle. So for the beak, just a little bit of yellow paper. You can use felt as well if you like. Felt can look quite nice. Then you cut out, I don't know if you can see that, yeah, you can see it. Cut out a little bit of red. And then this time you sort of cut out like a big teardrop. Nice and big. You can already see this turkey coming together. I'm going to get my googly eyes. I'm going to stick those on. And then in a minute we'll come to the nice colourful leaves or feathers, or depending on how you sort of see your turkeys. Because I think the crafty turkey has changed a lot from the original turkey, in that often you have feathers or leaves to make his or her details. Now on the feathers, when we get to it, so I'm just going to put a bit of glue here. You can use just an ordinary glue stick as well, to be honest, because you're using paper. If you're using felt, then like me, you would want to use your this sort of white glue. So I'm just going to stick that on and maybe bend it down a bit, like so. But you know, like I say, a glue stick is fine and a bit less messy, and also the children can manage that a bit better. Sorry, I'm just using this. And then you stick on your googly eyes here, and here you can also use self-adhesive googly eyes. They work quite well. So here you've got your basic turkey shape. Now you want the colourful leaves. Now we're going to use the glue again in a minute. Now there's two ways you can do it. You can either just have a set of leaves that look pretty and with a leaf pattern, or what we quite like to do, if it is for Thanksgiving, or even though we're British, it's always good to be thankful. And so the first thing I do is I create a leaf shape like this. And then I cut all 5 colours out at the same time, because it's quicker and easier. Again, if you're doing it with children, and if you want to practice scissor cutting skills, you might want to do them individually. But if you want to do it quickly, or if you're preparing it as a craft for children and you're doing a lot of the cutting, then you can do 5 in one go, like this. So now you've got your 5 leaves. Now you have a choice. You can either stick them all on. Actually, what I quite like doing is drawing a line and some leaf relief. So a bit like this, I'm drawing it here. You know, that kind of leaf, which I think looks really nice. So that's decorative. Or you get to get the children to write things that they're thankful for. For example, family, the home, pets, food, and maybe school. So those are some ideas of what they could write, of what they're thankful for. Well, certainly those are things that I'm thankful for, that my children are lucky enough to have. And then you go back to your glue or your glue stick. In this case, I'm just, because I've got the glue and it's a bit clumsy or a bit messy, I'm going to just shove it all in here, and then we'll stick each leaf separately. If you're using a glue stick, like a Pritt stick, you just put it obviously on the back and you stick it on. So then you get your first thankful leaf, your second one, third, fourth. I don't think it matters too much if you can't read all the details, because it's more about the thought that goes into it. And there you have your little thankful turkey. And this makes a really nice sort of table decoration as well. So I'm going to bend mine a bit actually, because I want to be able to see them a bit more. And they make really good, oopsie, there you go, really good little treat holders. So I've got some little candy corn treats here, making this very American, which is lovely because I love my American readers. And my kids can't wait to try these. Actually, you know what, I'm going to wait for them to dry because there's a bit of glue in there. But then once you're done, you pop them in here, and obviously you've got a little treat box, especially for Thanksgiving. So anyway, I hope you like this. Do check out the other turkey crafts in this collaboration, and hopefully we'll see you here on Red Ted Art again soon. Bye!